Welcome back to the AIM Show. What you just watched was an excerpt of Destruction for Gold, and that's a hotline documentary by Erastus Asari-Donko, who joins me in studio. Erastus, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, so we have some interesting stuff on the table that we'll discuss or we'll get into very shortly. But let's talk about Destruction for Gold.
So we, as multimedia, decided to go back into history. Government started a fight. Successive governments have gone into various interventions, and we needed to, as the fourth estate of the realm, go back, do a total recall, and check whether what the interventions have achieved, the impact. And so we started right from Ashanti region. We've gone to so many regions. We've checked the various rivers. We've checked the forest reserves. And this is what we have so far. And that is what we're going to present in the three-part series of this documentary.
Okay.
So the first part will be airing this evening. That's at 8:30 p.m. And it is going to show, it will go back into history, look at the interventions made, and then show a bit of the Tano River as we speak, the state of it, who is polluting it at this moment. That is what you'll be seeing this evening. In front of me,
yeah, let's talk about that.
We collected samples of every river and stream that we visited. And that is what we have packaged for you to see how they look like as we speak. So the first one here, this is River Nkobra as we speak now. This is the River Ofin. In fact, we fetched this one, the stream Afuafu. The Afuafu stream is at Sehujabo, so there is a town called Mafia where they are doing illegal mining. The stream has been so polluted, we had to pick a sample, and this is how it looks like. And if you look at how deep it is, the pollution, and even as we fetched samples of it, the Afuafu stream, there's a Amoya stream, they are all in the same area.
Okay.
After I stored it for a while, you could see the metal content. This is the original bottle. You see some metal content depositing in the bottle over there. This is the River Bunsa. The River Bunsa is at Takwa, they're close to Takwa.
Okay.
That's where we fetched this one from. This is the stream Totwa. Totwa is after Asankregwa. And on our way there, we saw some two men mining, and you see that in the documentary. And they told us point blank, we don't have the permit. We just want to make some money. And they've polluted the stream so bad that we wanted to pick a sample and show you how it looks like. This one is Nwin. The River Nwin is in Dompim, inside the Patahon forest. And that one is also redirected. You will not even be able to identify its course. This one you see here is the Tano River. And we fetched this from Atala, the villages of Atala, Uhiam Penika and Datano. That's where we fetched the samples from. This one is River Bia. You know the Bia joins other great rivers. We fetched this one from Sefi Jaboso. There's a town called Mafia. And of course, this is the Amoya stream, which joins the Bia at a certain point. So if you see the color of this, at a point when it gets into this, this is the lighter version of this one.
And I think it's also important to compare with this bottle of water we just bought.
Yeah, so this is clean, normal water.
Yeah.
And so you can just look at the difference. And so this is the state of our rivers as we have them today due to illegal mining. And I think if anybody is seeing this, and if you are in authority and you are fighting this, if you are a military person and you are also fighting this, and you see this, if this is how we want to keep our water sources, then it's up to us.
Then it's up to us. Let's talk about this. You mentioned the military men or people who are trying to fight Galamsey. On the ground, I want you to give us a picture of reality on the ground, because you mentioned that one of the miners told you point blank that we don't have a license, we're just trying to get money, right?
Yeah.
And I know like last week or 2 weeks ago, we had some military officers on the ground trying to, take control over the situation. Did you see any military men? Did you see any people trying to fight this?
Well, so we on our trail, we did not see any military men. In many of these areas that we went, we were told that members of Operation Halt have been around.
Okay.
The reason why they did not go there, because let me take the Tano River, for example. When you get to Ohiampenika, even before you move through Samreboy into these areas, is an area that is so visible. Where these things are being done, there are people there, there are local authorities there, there are chiefs there. They will tell you that we have filed complaints upon complaints upon complaints. As to whether those complaints at the local level get to where they should get, why the task force or the various agencies have not been going there, that's a mystery. When you find out that in some cases they've been there, but they failed to go to certain key sites, sometimes you see that they even bypassed a particular mining site and went to a different site to burn excavators. And so that selective justice is what baffles my mind.
Yeah.
And it gives a sense that perhaps this whole thing is being done selectively towards certain people. If you also look at the Tano Nimre Forest Reserve, where we did extensive work there, showing the devastation to the forest reserve. And you ask yourself, why has the various security agencies ignored warnings from local authorities, the local people who have written letters to certain quarters? Why have they not entered to stop this particular person?
Yeah.
You saw the release that came from the Lands Ministry that this person, Contact Mining, does not have the permit to go and mine in the forest reserve. Why have we waited for him to destroy about 12 football fields of that forest reserve before we go in? Even now, we are asking the Forestry Commission to prevent him from entering the forest. Have we gone back to see whether, in fact, they have done that? Is he still mining in the forest reserve? I think these are pertinent questions that we should be asking.
Now, let's talk about the people living in these various communities. What are they saying? Obviously, some are part of this menace. And so, but what are the people on the sidelines saying, living in the community?
So I'll tell you about we went to an area where the people, in fact, let me talk about the Afuafu stream, this one. From the Mafia community, before you enter, at the entrance of the community, almost the whole town is mining. There are Chinese people in there who are the supervisors. And the chief of the area, I'm told, is involved. The assembly member went round with us. He said he doesn't like it, but he cannot stop it. The youth, they are all in there.
So, sorry, when he says he cannot stop it, why can't he stop it?
If your chief is mining, and he tells me that the district chief executive is aware, so if they are not stopping it, who? What kind of power does he have as an assembly member to stop this? The police are aware of this. They are not coming in to stop it. So he doesn't have the power to stop it. In certain areas, for example, when we went to the Trabum forest, we were pointed to certain key people in government who own certain sites. But I'm not mentioning names because in some areas I don't have the evidence.
Sure.
Though they will tell you,
sure,
you don't have the evidence linking these people to the sites. But that's what they tell you, that this site belongs to so and so, this site belongs to so and so. And the
so and so being Minister A, Minister B.
Minister A, Minister B, military man A, military man B, policeman A, policewoman B,
Chief
and in some Chief A, Chief B. It cuts across. I was able to mention in the case of the Tano River, Akonta Mining Limited, and which belongs to Bernard Nchubosiako, who is the regional chairman of the MPP, because we have evidence. In fact, we have drone footage. And when this evening you get to watch and you see where the mining sites are and the extent of pollution, the link between these mining sites and the river tunnel, in some cases sitting directly in the river, that one I can boldly tell you that I know that that is irresponsible mining, and it contributes, I'm quoting the board chair of the Minerals Commission, this is illegal mining.
So these people who own these mines, are they aware of the destruction and what this illegal mining is doing to the environment?
In fact, some of them will tell me in the face, boldly, that we won't stop this. There's no job in the system, so this is what we will do. When you watch the documentary, you hear some of the youth tell you, illegal mining is what we're going to do if the president is not giving us any jobs. This is what we're going to do. Mind you, on our trail, we found that those who are able to enter forest reserves, those who are able to mine directly in water sources are the most powerful people we have.
I see.
And you can trace some of these to the powerful men in society.
Sharp.
Because when you get to the ground, you see that the ones who are afraid and in fact do not have the political muscle or the power, so to speak, to back them, to do what they are doing, they are afraid to enter the forest reserves. They are afraid to mine in the river bodies, except in some few instances where you find that the use of the champagne and where they have security guards watching out for people, and the moment you approach, they get into the water and swim away. On the offend, we saw those things. So many of these emboldened illegal miners in the forest are linked to powerful people who support them. And until we are able to bring those to order, then this will continue.
And obviously, you talk about people in power, in high places, who are controlling all of this. So would you say that, because you've seen what's happening on the ground, you've spoken to people on the ground, would you say that the fight against Galamsey is just PR?
It's a mirage.
I see.
So if you know what a mirage is, on the road, on a hot afternoon, you could see a semblance of water on the road ahead of you. And as you approach, you see that there's nothing there. It's a mirage. Sometimes you find that the same people who are fighting the war on the ground have links to mining sites.
Okay.
And so it's laughable when you get to the field and you find out that, okay, this side belongs to so and so, but this same person has been on TV talking about fighting illegal mining.
Yeah.
You get to the site and you realize that this person sent military men to this forest to protect the miner there, and he's at the helm of affairs fighting illegal mining. It's laughable.
Yeah.
And that is a reality of the fight that we seek to fight. And I think that if the president wants to really fight this, then he must start from his own administration.
I see.
Start killing the bugs from his own administration, and then it will trickle down and send a strong signal down to the ordinary person in the forest there that once I've dealt with my own people, I'm going to deal with you.
All right, now let's talk about some military men we saw on the screens. What was happening there? Are they there to fight Galamsey, or they're just posing as...
So that was last year.
Okay.
That was last year, and I've seen a statement from the Ghana Armed Forces inquiring about why we're showing that video. In fact, that was last year where we went with a task force to flush out people who were in the Odahon forest. Okay. The Odahon forest is part of the Apamprama Forest Reserve in Manso to Dukrum in the Ashanti region. And we found over 35 fully armed men stationed there protecting this miner as he mines. After our expose, in fact, our team, were kept in the forest for 5 hours by these men.
Because?
They said they are not allowing us to go. One, they searched our pockets, they searched us, took away cleared our phones of any image that we had about that encounter in the forest.
I see.
They told us point blank that they were not allowing that footage to go out.
I see.
But somehow, through God's grace, we were able to bring that expose out. After the expose, they sent men, military intelligence people, to interview me at the office. They sent some of their big guys from Accra to come over to interview me, get other evidence that they needed.
Okay.
They said they were investigating. Well, the Ghana Armed Forces is yet to come up with the findings, the results of the findings of that investigation.
And when was this?
The questions that we ask is that who sent those military men into the forest? Who is coordinating that? Certainly over 35 armed military will not just go into a forest on their own. Somebody will send them. For what purpose were they there? I think those things should come out clearly for everybody to see. So that was what you saw in that part, and it's a total recall. You'll be seeing more of that in the documentary this evening, in the first part of it.
So I understand the militaryman that is on our screens right now, the one who was on his phone, he was talking to his boss. Can you tell us about that conversation?
Yes, when we went in there that day, the team arrested the Chinese over there. You know, by law, the Chinese are not allowed to even go into mining.
Yeah.
So that's an illegality in the first place. They arrested them. They took hold of the entire area. And then this man you see making a call was the first to enter the yard. That military officer entered the yard and asked us why we were invading the premises. And then he started making calls. The name of the person he was calling is in the recording that we do have. And then he told him that we have come there together with some policemen. So within a couple of, just about 15 minutes, then vehicle after vehicle full of armed military men kept storming the area, as you can see in the video. This one will come and then military men will get out. This one will come and then they will get out. A lot of people, and they were not happy that we were going into their tents. We found some of their paraphernalia, uniforms, guns in the wooden sheds within that particular mining site in the forest. And
which shows that they stay there.
Yeah, they stayed there.
Okay.
And they were not happy that we were getting into those things. And then within a short time, about an hour, a lot of military men, I could count over 35 of them, fully armed.
And over 35 of these military men, and it's just you, your cameraman, and who?
Yeah, me, my camera technician, and a driver.
Okay. And you are not armed, obviously?
No, we weren't.
Yeah.
But the team that we were with were armed.
Okay.
And they were sent by the environment minister at the time.
Okay.
And we were disarmed, I would say. My driver got beaten.
Okay.
Yes, and our vehicle's windscreen was smashed, including the mirrors. The camera was also broken. And we were kept in there for 5 hours until finally we made calls to the Ghana Armed Forces up there, calls upon calls upon calls before finally they asked us to leave. Even before then, they said they should strip us. So they searched us because they still believe that we still have some of the things with us, the recordings with us. But our leader was bold enough. He told them that, well, nobody's searching anybody, stripping anybody. If you want to kill us, you better kill us right now or we will leave. So we just left. So
they threatened your life?
Yes.
Threatened the life of your camera technician, they threatened the life of the driver.
In fact, the commander came to me, whispered in my ears and told me that you are trying to be bold.
I see.
And I've told you to stop filming. This time, if my gun should go off and you die, you have died for nothing. And nobody will celebrate you. And those words will forever ring in my ears.
So please repeat those words. And this is from the commander?
Yes.
Okay. What exactly did the commander say?
He said, you are filming, I've told you to stop. You're not stopping. If my gun should go off right now, you're going to die. And nobody will celebrate you.
I see. So, talking about the production of the documentary, how difficult was it? Obviously, you experienced some challenges, threats on your life. What else? Can you take us through that production process?
So these rivers and streams flow through the nook and cranny of Ghana. We've traveled long distances, sometimes deep into the forest, about 70 kilometers into the forest. There's no network, nothing. And we had nothing. We were not armed. There was difficulty. I remember at that tunnel, we approached a mining site, which is sitting directly in the Tunnel River. And we saw at the gate that they've designed the gate with bullet shells.
I see.
Over hundreds of them, indicating they've written there that no entry.
I see.
And as we tried to enter, two men holding pump action guns came towards us, and they told us that we cannot enter, we cannot approach, we should move back. I tried to, sometimes I try to engage them. So I tried to engage them. I told them that we are media men, and we want to film what they are doing there. We want to know whether they are doing responsible mining. If they have any documents or other things, they should show us. He just told us that we cannot do media work where they are. We should just turn around and move.
Which obviously means that they're doing something illegal.
Yeah, so we had to turn around, but then we went a few meters away, flew the drone, and captured what they were doing there. And all that you will see in the part 2 and 3 of the documentary. But today, the first part will focus on the total recall. We'll get to see the interventions on the ground, and then we'll see a bit of the Tunnel River and who is polluting it today. And so I'll ask you to make a date and watch that.
Before I let you go, officials, what are the officials saying?
Well, officials as in government?
As in government, as in Lands and Resource Minister, as in someone who is saying that they're fighting this menace, someone who puts his presidency, I beg your pardon, on the line. What are they saying?
Well, they are not telling us anything. I have personally sent some of these footages that we do have constantly. I send them to the Deputy Minister, Brekuduka, and the Minister himself.
Okay.
Even yesterday, I sent some of the videos. In fact, as we speak, and we are speaking about illegal mining, there are areas that people are going into fresh water sources and starting mining in those water sources. And I get those videos a lot. Yesterday, I got one from the stream Ajaka in the Awin district. I informed the DCE. As we speak, they've built shamfans, they've put it, and if you see how beautiful that water source is, and they are going to start, they started yesterday, they are going to start destroying the water source as we speak. I sent those images to the minister himself. And the MC for that area. I got no response.
I see.
So I don't know whether he has acknowledged receiving it and what action he's going to take. And it's been like that. You don't get any response from them when you call. At least we are stakeholders in this fight. And I'm expecting that at least they will link up with us if really they want to fight illegal mining.
If really they want to fight. Okay, Rasta Sasari Donko, for the last time, take us through these samples and what we have here.
Okay, so this one is the river Nkobra. This is how it looks like when we picked it from its source, River Ofin, and we picked this one from Beposo.
Okay.
Beposo in the Achumamponua district. This is the Afuafu stream. The Afuafu stream is in Mafia, a small community in the Sefi Dwaboso district, and it joins the Bia River.
Okay.
This one is the River Bonsa in the western region. This one is the Totwa stream after Asankregwa, close to Samreboy. This one is the River Nui. Nui is in the Patahon forest, at Dompim. Dompim is the hometown of the Deputy Minister for Lands in charge of mining, Mreku Duka. Tano River, this is the Tano River. We picked it from Atala. And this one is the River Bia, the River Bia. And this is the Amuya stream, which together with the Fuafu stream joins the Bia River.
Okay, quickly, I just want you to explain something to me. The darker the color means they've been doing it for a long time, or?
No. The darker the color means it's so polluted. So polluted. And sometimes the streams are the ones that are so polluted. And as they join the major rivers, you could see that it gets lighter. So this one, the Afuafu stream, joins the River Bia. So you can see that when you compare the two, this one is lighter, this one is deep. It means that when it joins it, it becomes, you know.
It becomes lighter because the destruction hasn't been.
Yes, and it means that the destruction itself, the illegal mining itself, is happening here.
I see. Okay, now that makes sense.
So now sometimes it happens here. And sometimes too, when you look at the Tano River, it's darker because the pollution is happening right there in the river. All the places you see in the documentary that they are sitting directly in the river and they are mining.
I see. Erastus Asaridonko, thank you so much for the good work done. And we hope that the officials will actually do something and not just continue to say that they will do something. Make sure that you catch the first part of the 3-part documentary tonight at 8:30 p.m. on the JoyNews channel, also on DSTV channel 41 and GoTV channel 144. You're still watching the AM show. We'll be back after this.